we go to new arrivals, and you can fill that in, and then you submit, and then you do the same thing, and then you're in our system. And the important thing is that you fill in the contact details, because without contact details we can't give you offers. Here it says that we already supported 1,200 people with accommodation in the last 3-4 weeks. Then you have new arrivals, it's people like you who come from Ukraine, and legal information. Yeah, so if you want legal advice, you can basically, you fill in this form, you ask all your questions, that goes straight to the lawyers. Tubman Network is a coalition of Black community organization and Black businesses and individuals, people of African and Afro-diasporic descent, who've come together to respond to this emergency situation in solidarity with our brothers and sisters. Yeah, if you have a qualification already, like for example, imagine you have a nursing qualification in Ukraine, then you can already apply for a job, and we will help those people to apply for a job, because they can get Aufenthalt because of their profession, you know. So anyone who has already a qualification, there are many allies, white and BIPOC organization and individuals who've come to support this initiative because they do not agree with the racial profiling of police and the discrimination that has been marked by the journey from fleeing from the war. Also, the representation in the media has been concerning, and yeah, it's time to end this inequality and ensure that all people fleeing from war have equal protection and equal rights. So I do need somebody who says, I want to be that contact person to maintain contact with the people who are on COVID quarantine. At this moment, helped about 100 people a day. That is always fluctuating on how many trains actually stop in Berlin, because I know that in the last 2 weeks, there's about 10 to 15,000 people in generally that have come to Berlin. And you know, we have supported around 700 people that we've supported with housing and food and emergency medical care and things like that. I can tell you that in the first couple of days, we've been in a situation where we're completely left to our own, because there was no preparation in relation to the authorities. In fact, we had volunteers that called all major help organizations in order to see what can be done and what kind of support's given, and most of them were closed and not able to respond, especially after hours. Our organization offers a 24-hour service, so people work in shifts, because also at 2 a.m. and at 3 a.m. people stand in front of the street, sometimes with children, sometimes with war injuries, and it's really, really crucial that people step up and help with long-term accommodation. Not only women and children, of course, they are very important people to support, but also young men, students from all sorts of disciplines that need a place to stay.
Is the problem still internet, or?
The problem, yeah, we only have internet here. There's no internet yet in that building. We have to buy the equipment first to do this tomorrow. So, but I need the internet to process people, you know, because people are hungry, tired, they come from a long journey. I'm just.
Anybody need of a nap? Maybe.
Yeah, there's 30 people here. We can't have them all on one couch.
Yeah.
No, we are trying to do one thing at a time. But we need, if you know some people who can come, there is some food. We need to cook something. They're hungry, you know. I've got pasta and so in that bag. And thanks for your request. Yeah, so you did the registration. Okay, good. So now, can you please go, look, come with me, all of you.
I came in about like 3 weeks now. So I don't have like the first-hand information. The information I've gotten is like not accurate and I'm not sure about it. So I just wanted to ask a little bit of things.
Yeah, it says it's a temporary residency. And it depends on your status from the Ukraine, if it's actually the right thing to do or not. I'm not a lawyer right now, and I haven't seen your documents. So I can generally say if you are someone with a temporary residency from the Ukraine, then you have these benefits, and if you're not, these are the risks linked to connected to certain benefits which the state offers. So have you started looking for a university?
Yeah, I've started looking for university, but I think the law is not clear yet about studying here. So that's what I want to find out about finding university and if I can actually go to school here.
You have to actively look at the chances, the different possibilities of staying in Germany. So if it fails to work as a student, what else?
Okay. So
but the basis of most of these things is language.
My real question is, how do I get into the language course? Because I know they will be asked of my status here first before acknowledging me into the language school. Or
you can profit from different systems. Actually, there are 3 categories which I figured out for myself to learn the language. You can do the online thing. You can also look for schools that do, which had already been doing language courses. So you have some spaces where they give every Thursday language courses, and you do not have to register. Or you just need to call and say, I will be coming in today.
So if I start learning let's assume I started learning the language online. So what are my assurances that I can stay in this country and maybe proceed after learning the language course?
Yeah, nothing is sure.
Okay.
These are just possibilities to make it become something. Yeah, so because the government hasn't said students are allowed to stay.
Yeah.
So students now have to look for, what can I do to stay? Like, how can I make it happen without the government telling me, here's, like the government just giving me that opportunity, because they might not give you the opportunity after the 24th. So it's now you actively designing your future.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that tomorrow morning you don't have to get another corona test. Do you understand? So you can just come at 8:45, it's going to be okay.
How do I get registered, like my details, my information for the class?
I am the teacher.
Okay.
So you're lucky you meet me because normally I'm gone.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'll propose you is that we photocopy the first 15 pages, because basically it's not even going to be 50 pages. And then you get a European certificate. Third. Then the next.
I'm a German teacher. I teach German as a foreign language, as a second language, and I also teach integration classes, because there is also this opportunity to attend an integration class.
Es geht mir nicht so gut. Oh, sorry. Danke. Und
This class is not just a simple German class, it's a class that will lead our students to the first level of a European framework for languages. So they will attend this class for 8 weeks, and after they will have the A1 certificate, language certificate, German language certificate. And after they will attend another 8 weeks and they will get the A2 and then the B1, the B2 level. And if they want to make a Ausbildung, which means if they want to learn a trade, they need the level B2, the language level B2. Now, if they say, no, I want to study, they will need to get a language certificate at the C1 level.
keep teaching you stuff. So we said until 10:30 and after there is a break. Okay, the first break. So, kann ich das abwischen? Ja? Can I wipe it up?
Our students in the Tubman network are students who have decided to leave Africa to study in Ukraine. I think they have good opportunities to get a residence permit if they say that they are attending a class and they really are attending a class, they really want to learn the language and they want to work here. They really want, just as any foreigner coming here, they don't want to live in the streets, obviously. They want to have a home. They want to make it in Germany. They want to find a nice job and live their life as young people and, you know, maybe marry, start a family, found a family, or, you know, they have projects and they want to learn a good job. They want an international qualification and a good opportunities and a good university degree.
Frage. Versteht ihr mich? Versteht ihr mich?
Ja.
Das ist richtig. Wiederholt. Can you repeat? Das ist richtig.
Das ist richtig.
Das ist falsch.
Das ist falsch.
Sehr gut. Can I wrap it up?
I am very happy with my students. I really see that they want to learn. The point is that we have a room and the room has the size it has. So it means that more and more students are coming every day. So I have done everything I can to welcome them and to find some place in this room. And they have been very flexible too. They really try to, you know, make place for every new student. But it will be nice if we could have a bigger room, or even we are thinking about employing another German teacher.
So, you see why we say that English is actually a German language. Did you know that English people, they were Germans before?
Oh, yes.
And they left Western Europe and they went to the north. They went to the north to England,
Yeah.
and Danish and Swedish and Finnish.
Can you mix like two primary colors?
On the 24th of February, as of 5 a.m., 6 a.m.-ish, we got a call from my friends that they were bombing their cities, because I stay in Zaporizhia, Ukraine. I studied in Zaporizhia State Medical University, and as of 24th, my city was not yet bombed. So that day, people called and everyone were like in panic, and then our school called us, our medical school called us and told us that, okay, everyone can go back to their countries now, because before 24th, when Putin threatened to bomb Ukraine, we went to our school authority to ask them if we can go back to our home countries and what are we going to do next. They told us that we should not worry, that nothing is going to happen, that is just a joke, that we can stay back, and those who want to go back can go back, but you won't attend classes.
Harry, you look very professional. Harry?
Then when we got to like the Dnipro city, an old lady with her kid came inside and came to where we were and told us, because where we were like Africans, Indians, Moroccans, Ukrainians and their families were like all in a very small cubicle. So the Ukrainian lady came in with her daughter and told us that all blacks should leave the place. We're like, why? She said that she doesn't want any black inside her train, that we should get out of the train. We're like, ma, everyone is running. Everyone's running for their life. We can't just leave the train. Then the lady in charge of that cabin came and told us that we should leave. We said, why should we leave? Everyone is running, the train is free. And she said no. So they called the police officer that came and was beating us, hitting us, they threw our things. So some Africans came to help us like solve the case. Then that was when the police officer brought out their gun and was like about to shoot us on our head, because they told us that we should leave the train, that black people were like preventing them from leaving, we were occupying space, that we should leave the train. And the train was moving at that time. So all of us were very, very scared, because the police officer, he was very drunk, and I think he smoked and he was like high. So later some Ukrainians now came and now separated us and begged the police officer to go. So we left and went to a different cabin, and some people accommodated us in their space. Then we had to like squat each other until we reached Lviv.
Mohammed is going to sit here. No, nobody's going to sit here. Mohammed Ali, there's a tripod here.
We went to the immigration office in Poland, and the immigration office told us that, sorry, that there's nothing for Africans. They told us like that there's no plan for Africans, there's only Ukrainians, that we have only 15 days to stay. We're like, okay, what of school? Because we now heard that the Ministry of Health in Poland decided to accept medical students to the medical universities in Poland. So I went to the school to apply. They told me no, that they can't accept me because I'm not Ukrainian, that they're going to accept only Ukrainian and Polish students first. But I can put my name on the list, on the waiting list, that once they are done with all the Ukrainians and the Polish citizens from Ukraine, then they will decide whether they will contact me if there's still a spot available for me.
So when I came down the road of reggae, everything seems to be ready for me.
Today, we made this special show to dedicate it to the special students, refugees, Africans, who are coming from this war zone country. I mean, where bombs have been thrown, missiles have been thrown, people have been killed every day and night. Welcome, Alexandra, in the studio.
I think it's very, very urgent to speak about the situation for third country nationals fleeing Ukraine right now. What I know from the last 2 weeks is that there's a lot of confusion among especially people of different African nationalities who for one reason or another were living in the Ukraine. They had to flee because of the Russian invasion, and now their legal perspective is very unclear. There's false information and there's very confusing information on the part of European and German authorities, so I think it's very urgent to speak about this.
On the 4th of March, the European Union implemented a directive, the Temporary Protection Directive, which gives status to people fleeing the war in Ukraine, mostly to Ukrainian nationals or their family members, or people who have already had a refugee protection or humanitarian protection in Ukraine. For third country nationals, this directive says that they can get temporary protection if they cannot safely return to their country of origin. However, Germany and the European Union have also lifted the need to have a visa. That means third country nationals fleeing Ukraine can stay without a visa until 23rd of May 2022. And in this time, they can apply for other residence titles, such as student visa, work visa, or visa for a language course. So this is the situation they are facing right now in Germany. For most of them, it will be very hard to get temporary protection here. This will only apply to some and very few third country nationals as of now. But there are other possibilities to make a permanent stay, a permanent residence in Germany.
Around 5 a.m. we heard the bomb sounds, and then we decided to go to the bunker that night because I stay in Kharkov city, Ukraine, and it's closer because we are sharing the border with Russia. So like we were hearing it, like our houses was shaking, like we could hear the bomb and everything. So we went down to the bunker around 2 p.m. We stayed there for like, we packed all the food we had at home. We stayed in the bunker, that's the metro, for like 2 days, but it was really cold. Like, we're not comfortable, couldn't sleep well. And then our food finished the first day. The third day I was like, no, I'm not going to stay in the bunker because of the cold. I was already feeling sick, like. So I said, I'll just go and stay in my house. If I die, I die, because I cannot die of cold, you understand? So I stayed in my house. I was scared. I was alone because all my friends, they went to the underground to sleep. I was still scared, so my brothers called me, because I have brothers there in Ukraine. They called me that I should leave immediately to the train station and go to Poland border so I can enter Poland. So on our way to the train station, we were waiting for our train. So the first train that came, we were not able to enter because we experienced like racism, like from our fellow Africans. Like there was this Moroccan guy, sorry. The guy was like, we black people, we shouldn't enter the train because it's only his fellow Moroccans that will enter the train. So we're like, but we are all from Africa, why are you doing like this? He was like, we should fuck off. And then we missed that train. We were like under the cold because it was winter period. We were under the cold for like 4 hours, 5 hours that morning, because we went there from like 5 a.m. We were there till another train came, like evening period. Then some guys helped us, like they pushed us inside the train so we could enter.
This is Amal, finally.
Okay. See you. Hello, welcome.
So.
Hi, hello. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm happy that you finally got time to make it our studio.
Yes.
You see, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, I will directly.
Familiar faces everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I will introduce you to the whole team. This is Louisa. She's going to be a moderator. Ahmed Ali, who is part of our workshop team. He did his own film with about him. Here's Katarina, with whom we plan all the projects.
Okay.
This is Adalto, our technician.
Hello.
This is Amal, she's responsible for the top man.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Your student.
Yes. Good to see you.
Your student, Mahmoud. And so we have a TV, we have like a workshop, like a media workshop. I sent you the information.
Yeah.
They've been doing it, so today they have like a presentation about what they have been doing for the past weeks.
I'm very curious.
The current situation remains a grave concern. Obviously, some people didn't survive. Many have suffered extortionate racism in Ukraine, on the journey, on the border, and also here in Germany. Racial profiling from the police has become normal. Forced asylum papers being taken away, up to people being stripped naked, and that being called registration. There's a lot of reports all throughout Germany in relation to human rights abuse and racism. So up to now, we cannot speak of a situation where Africans fleeing the war are treated equal to Ukrainians with a Ukrainian passport or a permanent residence when they have a dark skin color. So it's often portrayed in the media that Ukrainians are all white. That's not true. There's plenty of black people with permanent residence, but many of them have been violated in their legal rights. And the ones who are without a permanent residence are in an even worse legal position.
Day by day, I learn from day-to-day activities because right now I'm working in a construction site as a carpenter. So it's like giving me different perspective to look at things. So I never even expected that I'll be working in a construction site. Like if somebody told me like 3 months before, so I would be like, yeah, that's a joke. But look at me now. So it's like a new experience for me. To get admissions, like originally, is difficult. So the whole process with the government is not yet clear on how we can stay, and also it's not something visible for us yet as African students.
Thank you so much, Abdullah.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So I put a tick mark over here. So you're done. And who is this Ali Ahmad?
Yes, the template. Yeah. So
Here are the motifs.
there are different kind of motifs we can use.
So if you choose this motif, you will have.
If you know Harriet Tubman, please. Yeah, she did the work. She inspired us. Now we have siblings here. We work together, and in the spirit of Harriet Tubman, I would say we stay together and we move forward. We're out. It might be in a different spot, but definitely we will be having more community bash. So look out for that. Enjoy yourselves.
Buddha's birth fall in love with himself.